This is a back-to-wall shoulder flexion assessment. The reason we're doing this is to determine whether or not a person has adequate shoulder mobility. So when they go to hit a ball overhead, we want to make sure that they're using their shoulder optimally instead of having to compensate by moving through their spine, for example. So if we see a limitation on this test, we're going to know what muscles we have to target for lengthening and strengthening so that they can perform a hitting task, for example, as efficiently and as well as possible. So for this test, what we're going to do is we're going to stand about 10 or 12 inches away from the wall, like Grace has done here, and a little bit of a bend in the knees, so a little bit of a squat there. Now, we want to make sure in this position that her low back is flat to the wall, so touching the wall, so I can't fit my fingers between her low back and the wall, and the back of her head is also going to be against the wall. And she's going to keep this posture stable throughout the exercise. Now, what she's going to do here is keeping her arms straight and her palms facing each other. She's going to bring her arms up overhead in a long arc, and just as high as she can go while maintaining these points of contact. And then she's just going to come right back down. So what a bad rep would look like for this test, let's see, coming up, and then arching the back comes off the wall, we'll show that from the side, and maybe her head protrudes forward like that. We want to make sure that as you do this, that the spine stays stable throughout. So what adequate shoulder mobility or shoulder flexion would look like is the thumbs would be able to contact the wall behind her. So as she comes up, she's almost there, maybe an inch or two short. All right, so that's slightly limited. Now some people will be a little bit more limited, maybe they'll go 3 or 4 inches off the wall, something like that. But adequate shoulder flexion will be thumbs being able to touch the wall without any compensation through the spine.